Okay, today we're going to demonstrate how to use Kali to hack a Windows XP machine. Getting logged into Kali is quite simple. Username is root, password is Tua, which is obviously root backwards, and a few seconds we'll have Kali up and running. I'll leave the Windows XP running in the background and we'll maximize the Kali window to make things as easy as we can for us to see. So we'll just wait for it to load. And we've got the Kali window up and running. First thing we're going to do is launch ourselves a terminal window. And we're going to find out a little bit about the environment we're in. If we do ifconfig, it tells us our IP address, and our IP address is 1200. So we have an understanding of what area we need to attack. So we know the IP address of our machine. Let's find out what else there is in the range. So we'll go to Applications, Information Gathering, Innet Discover. And quick command here, net discover, we'll tell it to do a range with -r, and it'll be 192.168.1.0/24, and that'll scan every machine in the range. And it's now searching, and we'll let it search for a little while. It's already found one machine, and its IP address is 192.168.1.1, so we now have a machine that we could attack. So we know the machine we're going to attack. Let's see what vulnerabilities it's got. So again, information gathering, and we'll run Zenmap. So with Zenmap running, we'll put in our IP address, and for this instance we'll just do a quick scan and we'll see what vulnerabilities we've got. So it's found a few open ports, 135, 139, 445, all using TCP. So we've got at least 3 that we can attack. So we'll find a tool to attack these with, and the favourite tends to be down here, exploration tools, and one called Armitage. So Armitage is asking us what we want to connect to, localhost, that'll be fine, and it will ask, do you want to run a Metasploit server? Yes, we would. And there we've got Armitage up and running. First thing we'll do is we'll add a host, so hosts, add a host, and we'll type in the IP address yet again. I'm only adding the one, you could add many. And we've added the one host. So first thing is to gain some information. So what we'll do is we'll right click on the host and we'll scan it. And it'll take a few seconds to work its way through. I'll pause while that happens. We can see the ports that we already know it's open. And it tells me it's running Windows XP Service Pack 2. The machine is called Secure. And the workgroup is just workgroup. So let's see what we can do with this. We'll see if we can find any attacks that's available. And again, it'll take a few seconds to work through the list of attacks that's available for us. So it's analysed the attacks that are available, and we can have a look and see what's available. So with a right click here, we've got an attack section, and we seem to have one in there, one in there, one in the Samba, and quite a few in small message blocks SSMB. Let's try one of those. This one here, MS08067 Net API, is quite a favourite of mine, so we'll run that and see what happens. We can change the target if we want, because we know it's XP Service Pack 2, so we'll go for number 5 there, and we will launch it. So it's now trying to attack the machine using that known exploit, and we'll see what the result is of this. Just waiting for the exploit to deploy, and off it goes. And by the change in the Armitage window, I know I've managed to gain myself access to this machine. I can now start doing what I want to it. Across here, we've got various access methods. We'll try some of them later on. We can bring up a command shell, a remote desktop in, again something we'll use later on. And from the Explorer, we could browse some files. We can browse the machine and see what files are on the desktop, for instance. So if we go to browse files, we can change the folder. We go to C drive, and we seem to have access to the machine. Documents and settings. A user called Ken, so we could gain access to this machine if we wanted that way. We could, if we feel like it, have a look at what's on the screen at the moment. We could take a screenshot and it's showing the Windows screensaver currently. If I quickly flick back to the virtual machine, it's there, killed the screensaver, and we'll refresh it. There we go, we can see what's on the screen there. We could even watch what was going on. And how about this one? We can use any built-in webcam that's on the machine. So we'll take a webcam shot. We've only the one device on this machine, and we'll take a picture. Well, it seems that using the capture software doesn't allow the webcam to show, but I'll demonstrate this practically. So we've got some information there, but a probably more useful way for us is we'll go to a command shell where we can enter some DOS commands in. So we've now got the ability to add some DOS commands in. I'm quite familiar with DOS, so we'll do net user the name of the user, we'll call it user Fred /add. And it says the command completed successfully. So we've added a user to that machine called Fred. If I swap quickly to the XP machine, it's not showing yet, but the next thing we can do is net local group administrators /add Fred, and that's made Fred an administrator on the machine. Now at this stage we could use something like VNC to remotely log into the XP machine, but we'll cheat, and hopefully shortly we should see a Fred user showing up. And the Fred user has popped up. We could click on that, and it'll log into XP and give us full admin rights. So we have managed to crack this machine. So that's one way of doing it. But what about the existing users? Well, what we'll do reapply that one, and this time we'll see if we can crack the existing passwords that's on there. So what we'll do is we will dump the hashes. This is the password file that's encrypted for us, and I normally do it via the registry method. I find it works for myself. So we'll let that deploy. It's finding a list of all the users on the machine, including the one we've just added, and their password keys. So it's found some users: administrator, help assistant, support, Ken, and Fred. And if we go up here, we can view the credentials we've got. There we go, there's a list I provided earlier. And there's a rather interesting button down here called Crack Passwords. So we'll might as well try that one. And we'll leave it running for a little while. Again, I'll just pause while this runs to completion. And it's running away, and at the moment it's found an administrator with the password secure and a user called Ken with the word encrypted. Now these are not a very good passwords, but for the sake of quickness it's what I used on this machine. So again, if we fire up the XP machine, we're still logged in as Fred. Log him off. And we'll see if that password is correct for the Ken user. So there's Ken, encrypted, capital E. Hopefully it's not that simple, and lo and behold it is. We're into cracked machine. You may notice it's saying your computer may be at risk, no firewall is turned on, an antivirus may not be installed. So what we will do is we'll switch on the firewall, we'll switch on the antivirus, we'll reboot both systems, and you can try it yourself to see if you can gain access. So we'll bring up that message there. Firewall is off, so we'll go to recommendations, and we'll turn on the firewall, and it's telling me virus protection, and we could install an antivirus if we feel like it. And the problem is now we could shut this machine down, reboot it, and we could do the same with Kali and try the same steps yet again.